This is one of many encounters I've had in my apartment complex. This happened about a year ago. Me, my brother, and a friend were gonna go on a late-night hoverboard ride. We rode for maybe 2 blocks when an old van pulled up and a middle-aged woman asked us for directions to an apartment building. We gave her directions and continued on our way. 15 minutes later, she pulls up again and said she couldn't find it, so we gave her more directions, and the building was literally 50 yards away from where we were. And she drove next to it and sat in her car for 2 minutes before driving away. It was pretty weird. We went up a few blocks down the road, and my friend said, "Yo, dude, you remember that van? She's been up her ass for 5 minutes. I looked back, and she was a few yards behind, with her headlights off, trying to be incognito. We picked up our pace, and eventually she was gone, so we started to go back to my building, when my brother said, "Dude, look, don't move." My brother spotted the van parked just out of my peripheral vision. He only noticed because it was the only car that had the engine running, and he heard it. It was also about 10 o'clock p.m. And as we passed, the van pulled out behind us, and I just went faster. I was only 2 blocks from my house, and my friend and my brother were a little far back, and she said something to them, and my friend told her to go fuck off. She sped off, and I haven't seen her since. I had 2 encounters with creepy guys in vans. One happened a year ago, and the other one was when I was 7. I'll start with the least recent one, since it's the shortest. My mother and I moved in with her new boyfriend, who had a pretty big house. The front yard had enough room to play in, so my stepbrother and I went out there with our toys often. My old home was a bit further away, so we knew the neighborhood. At a certain moment, 2 men in a white van roll up. They ask me to come closer because they have a question. I ask them what their question is, but stay in place. They tell me again to come closer, but I get a bad feeling. I call out for my mom, and she walks up to the men and asks them how she can help. They ask her for directions, which is an excuse often used when creeps get caught. They drove away, and my mom complimented on how I handled the situation. The second story was not too long ago, pretty much last year. I was having an internship a few towns over, which was also supposed to be my exam. After I was done with my internship, I walked the usual road towards the bus stops. I crossed the road and encountered 2 construction men standing by their van who suddenly start talking to me. They ask me questions like, "Where are you from? How old are you? What are you doing around here?" I start to feel uncomfortable since these were kind of personal questions. They start to compliment me on my looks and offer me a ride home. I tell them my home is a few towns over, so I'd rather take the bus. They tell me that it's faster if they just bring me, which is true, and that they won't hurt me, followed by some light-hearted chuckles. I tell them I'd rather still take the bus, and if I leave now, I'll still be able to catch it. I think they've given up because they just bid me farewell, and they said they hope to see me again. I definitely did not want to see them again. I walked away slightly faster than my usual walk, and took a different route to the bus stops for a while after that.